We're back. All right. We're back. Russ is in the house now. How are you? I hear a little bit of feedback on my headphones right now. There we go. Are you good? Let me hear you.
I'm doing well. Thanks
You
for having
good?
me on.
Yeah?
Yeah. Bob, interesting story. I hope I can be quite as interesting as Bob.
You know, that's kind of hard. I posted something and I was like, the man, the myth, the legend. Is it my microphone or Russ's microphone?
Could be me. Get a little
better?
closer. Sometimes I have a tendency to talk low.
Sorry, the audio. All right, there we go. That's better. It's kind of got a feedback on my headphones. You think it's my computer?
No.
Hello? Okay, sorry. Anyways, so Russ is here from WLC Design, and Russ is an amazing man because he is an artist, and he's an architectural artist. So can you tell us, what does WLC stand for?
WLC Design stands for Wickman, Lynn, and Carter. We three friends that got together and decided to build a little company.
A little company?
A little company.
That's
yeah,
it?
We're growing fast. So we've been running for about 3 years, and just been nonstop.
Well, I know that, like, for me, coming down to your office, it looks like a lot more than 3 people at this point.
Yeah, so we have a total of 6, including ourselves. We have 3 outstanding young designers who are designing some really cool stuff throughout the Washington, D.C., Virginia area. Our designs I speak to them as, they do design work, yes. What they create is really beautiful architecture, interior design as well.
Yeah. And, I mean, you guys are all based out of Rockville now, but you 3 founders went to college together?
We did.
Yeah.
Actually, David and I had been just talking over the years about doing something together, and we finally sat down and said, it was the right time. He told me about a young gentleman named Brandon Carter, and me and Brandon ended up having drinks and dinner, and a week later, he's like, he was working for one of the largest architecture firms in the world at the time, and a week later, he comes up to us and says, "Hey, I'm done, let's do it," and we've been running ever since.
And you guys have done some crazy cool stuff. I mean, that Baltimore project.
Yeah, we did we provided a development project for West Baltimore, affordable housing, multi-use buildings, commercial. It was making a lot of steam prior to COVID. Fortunately, COVID had its say on the matter, but we're still out there in West Baltimore pushing to create a better life for people in West Baltimore. We teamed up with a outreach program, Fayette Street Outreach. They've been out there for many years, just pushing to try to make that neighborhood better. And we partner up with them. We're waiting on some grants to go through and hoping that we can start the wheel moving forward on that project again.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff you guys are doing is so cool because it's creative, but it's also, like, economically friendly. Yep. And you're doing stuff, you're finding grants and stuff for people, right, to get the funding they need to make things happen.
Yeah,
so,
we try to provide a full service. I mean, we're just not your typical architecture firm. We do everything from small-scale projects up to large-scale projects. We really don't we try to make it work for anybody with any budget that they have. Everybody deserves good design services, and it's kind of where we looked at the industry and we thought ways that we could be different, how we kind of change the industry. Some of the bigger companies, they can only work off certain aspects of architecture.
Yeah.
But yeah, architecture can be beautiful even if it's inaffordable at the same time.
I thought it was cool, like, being in the office with you and seeing some of your interns and seeing people in the office, like, on their computers, they're working on projects, a lot of residential stuff, too. I mean, some cool houses that you guys are renovating, and just, I think that's a big part of COVID, too, though, right? Like, COVID had an impact on that because a lot of people decided, okay, we're going to be home more, right? We're going to be home more. I'm going to be working from home. Maybe now I need a home office. Maybe now this house that did seem like it was big enough is not big enough. We need more space.
So COVID changed a lot of things with the construction industry, as you well know.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was, I would say it was a evil plus for the
Absolutely.
construction industry. Unfortunately, a lot of people suffered, but the industry really pushed forward. We started doing, we survived COVID through residential architecture. A lot of Four Seasons rooms, office additions, a lot of people, obviously staying home. A lot of people couldn't, with the craziness of the real estate market, they all couldn't afford to buy at the prices that were being paid out. And so added additions and other renovations just became a major thing during COVID.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you guys see a lot of that too? I mean, I know it's supply and demand probably affected you guys too, because you're a lot of drywall work mostly.
Yeah, the
right?
construction industry for us, our best year ever was 2020. And it was a lot to do with exactly that. Offices having folks working at home, so building owners and developers had to revamp their conditions to suit either new tenants or figure out a way to create things to space out the offices or space out the people. The CDC had all the guidelines, so people had to do what they had to do.
To stay open.
Yeah,
to
and
survive.
we did a lot of pop-up COVID testing facilities, especially right here in Frederick. I think we did 3 or 4 of those alone. And those were, 911 emergencies. We had to get on them quickly, and
Right.
We didn't sit still very long for
Sure.
that.
And I'm sure, what I saw was supply and demand. I mean, even just you literally couldn't get a piece of drywall or a piece of plywood at some point from Home Depot or anything.
It's still tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
We're
It affects design.
Yeah.
always.
yeah, because
Price of
you're-
everything, right? And what materials are available.
Yeah, I'd love to see you use certain specifications or certain items on a project but the lead times just
It's
crush it.
8 weeks.
Yeah.
Things aren't coming in for months.
Yeah, and a tenant needs to be in,
Yeah.
the rent clock's starting and
And that's what I say is good design saves money. Right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of overall people don't realize the value of having an architect come in and do these type of designs for you. There's a lot of good contractors out there, and there's a lot of them that are not so great, right? But it also, when they have the plan and they understand what they're building, it saves time and money.
Yeah.
Especially when they know what they're supposed to build. These guys want to get in there, they want to just build and go to the next job. They're only as good as the next job. And our job as the architect is to make sure that we're facilitating everything that they need prior to that build.
Sure.
Design-wise, drawing-wise. As WLC Design, we try to work with contractors. Every contractor has their own way of doing things. So we try to add certain pieces to the drawings that they may need compared to one contractor may not care. But we try to make sure we facilitate that, so when the whole process goes through, the overall construction process and the inconvenience of construction process on the client is reduced to a minimum. So
traditionally, where are you getting most of your leads from?
we do a lot of connections with contractors, actually. We've made a lot of networking groups that we're part of.
Which is where I met you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we do a little bit of social media. We don't per se advertise on house and all that good stuff yet. But more or less it's word of mouth and just our clients pushing us through, and contractors. I think a lot of contractors, once they work with us, they get to know us, they like working with us, and they know that we got their best interests in mind, just not our own. Because I know sometimes during the construction process, it's the contractor maybe first, the architect or whatever, but in the long term, that doesn't really facilitate design. It doesn't facilitate the project time. So we want to be, as architects, we also want to be to the next job as well. We don't want to keep getting hung up on a job.
Sure. Yeah.
So, the best way is we try to keep more of a harmonious type of approach to architectural design and also working with the contractors in general.
Awesome. I know coming into the office, meeting your team and stuff, it's a really cool group of people. I mean, they're all just really down to earth and a lot of cool stories, young people, right out of college, some interns still in college. And most of you guys are all from Catholic University, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much everybody.
Catholic is a great architectural school. I mean, you get a lot of good people out of there. There's a few other places around the area, but Catholic does produce quite a few good members. The 2 gentlemen and the young lady that's working with us now, just outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Just cool people.
They're
Yeah.
easy to work
Creative.
with. They're the designs. They're they'll look at materials, you know, they think of using certain materials that myself would never think about, and, you know, their ability to, their production ability is beyond words.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, how can people find you? I know that I put a little promo video together and played it before you came on, but.
Yeah, I mean, you can reach out to us at WLC Design-design.com, or contact me directly, and my number is 301-602-5540. That's, just give us a call and we'll make a connection. A lot of our initial consultations, depending on the size of the project, is free. We'll come out and see what's going on with the project, scheduling appointments and all that good stuff. But yeah, or go on our Facebook. We have WLC-Designs, Facebook, Instagram,
LinkedIn,
YouTube,
all those things.
all those good things. So
All the
yeah,
things.
yeah.
And we'll put links to his pages in the post here. So if you're watching this not live, we'll put all that in there for you guys afterwards. So,
Yeah.
all right, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thanks
on
for
the
having us.
show.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
It's always
Pleasure
good to
meeting
see
you, Bob.
you. Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah,
So we're gonna take another quick break here, and then we'll have our last guest on the show, J-Dog. Aaron and his wife Amber are gonna jump in here from Hagerstown, talk about some junk, see what they got going on. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.